the Still Dripping Happy Hour.
Welcome to episode 214 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason, and on the move tonight, we got the red-tailed hawk, Panama Slim.
Bro, now you're going to make me tell a story. I wasn't even going to tell it.
I just wanted to hear it. I didn't get
You
the
just
full
want me to
story.
tell the story?
I just got pictures and a
Okay.
brief description.
So
And
first
my
of all,
internet is crapping out, so
you're fine. This is
sorry.
great. We can do story time.
Yep.
So, first of all, have we talked about me getting chickens again because my child wanted to raise chickens and take advantage of the egg market? Have we talked about this in the podcast? Okay.
No, you haven't.
So I've had chickens once, and it was like 50 chickens, and it was for the kids, quote unquote, and they do all the work. And let me tell you what, that turned into me doing so much work. And so I was with hesitancy. I was like, "Yeah, we'll get some chickens again, and you can do it." But he's older now. He's like 15. He's wanting to make some money, and so I was like, I went with it. So what started with, this sounds so classic, is like, yeah, you can get a few chickens. Is we have 15 chickens. 18 chickens. We have 18 chickens. So yesterday, we had to go help my in-laws do some yard work. We get back, and we're about 5 minutes from the house, and two of my kids beat us home, and they call in a panic, Dad, there is a bird, a giant bird in the chicken coop. And I was like, giant bird. And they got closer and closer. They could tell it was a hawk, which, if you know anything about me, red-tailed hawks are like my favorite animal on planet Earth. Fun fact, Mason, I don't think I've told you this. For my birthday, which was like 2 weeks ago, my wife not really surprised me. She was like, what is something crazy that you'd want to do or want? I like experiences. Okay. So she got me a falconry lesson. It's in 2 weeks from now.
Awesome.
In 2 weeks from now, I get to go. I love birds, man. I love predatory birds. So I'm like, they are freaking out that this bird is going to kill all the chickens, which has already killed one. And or, so in my mind, I'm like,
the photo.
Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, there's a chance I can capture this hawk myself. So I walk into the chicken coop and I see it, and I'm like in awe and like almost crying. I'm so excited about this hawk being stuck. And I'm thinking, I got these big gloves, like leather gloves, and I got this lid off of, not a trash can, but like this lid, and I'm like using it as a shield. And I'm thinking, I'm getting this hawk. And they start freaking out, and they're like, I'm not watching this. You're gonna get pecked and you're gonna get hurt, and that thing's gonna scratch you. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like super excited to potentially touch this hawk. Well, I get in there, I look at the battle radio, but this is what it does. Like, is just really angry. I mean, it's pissed. And it spreads out its wings. Oh man, you can't see. Bad radio. But this is a picture I took of it. I bet I'm 4 feet away from it at this point. Oh man, you cannot see it very well. Maybe this way. Oh, there's a good one.
Yeah.
Look at it, Mason.
That's better.
I mean, it is livid mad. And I mean, I can see it blinking its eyes. I can see everything. Get closer and get closer, and I'm thinking I'm going to grab it, right? And one of my children says, this is going to end bad for you. Do not do that. And he ends up cutting the net that's trapped it. And I kind of back it into a corner and then it flies out. But it was one of the most amazing experiences of my whole life. Not gonna lie. And they were freaking out like I was gonna die. And I just kept thinking, man, it's a hawk. It's a little hawk. I can take care of this. I'm taking a falconry lesson in 2 weeks. I got it. It's gonna be perched on my shoulder, and I'm gonna take it inside. Anyway, ended up with some really good pictures, but I wasn't afraid of that hawk one bit.
That is very impressive.
But it was a giant bird. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
They are so beautiful. Anyway, if I ever make, I feel, have we talked about this before? If I was gonna, all right, this is sidebar, but it's totally related to sneakers. So this week, I ended up with a bunch of birthday money, right? And my wife got me those Oreo 4s last week. And so I've been looking at, okay, what do I, if I got the bug a little bit, like what shoes would I get? I love the New Balance 997 and the 998. And it's probably going to be a pair of some sort of pair of, but man, if they had a Red Tail Hawk 997 or 998, I'm their biggest market. I'd probably pay $1,000 for it.
You should Nike ID some. The Red
That's
Tail
not a bad
Hawk.
idea. The Red Tail Hawk. Like a rust. I'll figure that out.
Colorway. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be pretty dope. A lot
model
of
would
brown
you do?
and red. I don't know. Let me get on there and figure it out.
Like some Air Force Ones. That doesn't fit really.
No. But like some Air Max ones might.
Maybe. Air Max 1.
If I was going to be. All right, here we go. Look, we didn't.
Like brown and like
reddish.
Brown and khaki
rust.
and red. Yeah, that's a pretty dope colorway.
Okay, so since we're talking about it, what's some other animals that would make? I got another one that I think I would really like.
Okay.
I think I would really like an elephant, like a gray, like different shades of gray. I think would be dope.
Mm-hmm. My favorite animal is a great white.
Oh, wow!
But I feel like some gray, white, like maybe some light blue. I know there's not normally like, but that would be pretty. I mean, that's kind of like my favorite colorways, anyways. But
yeah. Have I ever told you my I'm gonna say it lightly because I'm not. Do you know what story I'm already? I'm kind of alluding to the story about the thing that I can't explain. Just to make it easy, I'm gonna say, have you ever heard of my Bigfoot story?
Yes, but it's been a long while.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell the whole story on here right now, at least. Someday I'll tell it to you if you want to know it. But let's just say this: you can think I'm full of crap, and it would be absolutely true. But here's what I remember. Here's what I know. I have seen something that I have no explanation for. And just to make it easy, I'm going to call it a Bigfoot story. But I remember in that moment, even 17 years old, where I was like, I'm with my brother and another friend, and they take off because they're scared to death. And I take 2 steps to follow them, and then I turn around and I follow this. I'll just call it a creature because this isn't a Bigfoot podcast. Go listen to Blurry Creatures if you want to. Free shout out. They're a local podcast. But it's like I snapped into that same vein. I was like, bro, I can take this hawk. In the same way, when I was 17 years old, I was like, I can take this Yeti thing, whatever you want to call it, that I can't explain. It was really weird. It was really funny. But my children, my wife was like, "You idiot! I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna look how big I am. It's a hawk." That's what I was saying. It's like I got this thing. That ain't gonna bug. I mean, it might scratch me a little bit, but look at me. That's either genius or absolutely retarded.
Play dumb games, win dumb prizes.
And I might have won a dumb prize, but it'd been a great story.
Man, that is hysterical. Like I am convinced that I don't know if it's I don't know. I read a lot of books, and I'm not very smart, but I just know what I've read. And I'm convinced that there is something messed up. I think it's in your amygdala. I think that's where the fear complex is. I think
Mm.
there's something wrong in your amygdala.
In mine. Oh, like
Yeah.
personally, like
Yeah.
yeah, that might be. That could easily be. I'm not
Like
even gonna
that
argue with you.
that's
I'm
like
not gonna argue with you.
you got in a what 5 by 10 foot enclosure with a red-tailed
I
hawk
I
with
did.
a
And I
lid
thought
of
I was
some
gonna
sort, and you thought you were gonna take this hawk
I,
down. It's like
I
a
had no fear of
predator.
I thought for sure I could take that hawk.
The
Look,
difference
man,
the
I've been
difference
trying to
between me and you is I would say that I could take it, and then it would come time to the proof is in the pudding, and I'd be like, "No, heck no, I'm not going in that thing. I'm not going in that cage." But I'd have the overwhelming confidence
Mm.
before I actually had to do it, and then it come down to it, I'd be like, "Nah, I know my limits. I'm not getting in that cage."
I've been having this conversation with my boys, and it's not really, maybe it's not, maybe it's just my family to where and that's definitely proof of I will never lose my sense of adventure ever.
Yeah, I
It's
think if
just
you've
like
still got it, then yeah.
it's never going to go away. If it hasn't gone away yet, it's never going to. I will get hurt doing things, and that's just how it's going to go. And you know what? Um, Ty Osmond taught me this: is that if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough. And
Mhm.
man, I've been blessed with. I'm tough, man. I'm a tough, grizzled individual, and that's just how the Lord made me.
We
I'm trying to make these Red Tail Hawk trail running shoes.
that's a pretty good shoe to pick. Trail running,
Yeah,
red tail hawk
like
trail runners. Yeah.
you
I
know,
was looking at them,
ish.
and another one that you could do would be the Hirachi
Oh
in a
yeah,
red
that's a
tail
great
hawk
idea.
colorway. This
Let me
one
get
I
over
did
there.
not design, but check this one out. It's not working. Here we go. Something like that.
Okay, yeah,
Does that fit your maybe more brown?
ish. It needs less yellow, but I
Yeah.
agree where
It
we're
wouldn't
going
let
here.
me actually hit the design button. I don't know what kind of thing I'm in, but yeah.
Well, I'm working
You know,
on it.
it'd be fun to have a segment of like we're given a prompt by the fans and we do our own Nike ID for it.
Mm.
And we have people vote on who did the better Nike ID. Be kind of fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. It's not a bad idea.
All right. You ready to talk about some
Yeah,
sneakers?
I'm ready.
Sneakers adjacent. Let's jump into basketball. So if you don't like basketball, you can fast forward about 10 minutes. We're going to talk about national championship sneakers. We're going to talk about Ja Morant, and that's pretty much. We'll mention a few other things, but then we'll jump back into sneakers. But first, we'll go sneakers on national championship. Okay, am I the only one? I posted this to our story. Did this not infuriate you? How he wore his
Not
Jordan
like it
4s?
did you. Not like it
Oh,
did
it
you.
it tore me
Hey,
up.
listen. Here's why. When I was a child and these shoes came out, there were people that wore their shoes like this.
Yeah.
And so I don't hate it like you do. It kind of gave me a little bit nostalgic vibes. I definitely wouldn't tie them on my fours. I have them going through, but I don't tie my shoes. So they kind of flip around a little, it kind of flops, but it's not, I don't know. This didn't bother me like it did you.
Yeah.
What
And
is it about it
and
that bothered you so much? Why?
I've seen people do this, but like I'm not gonna be that guy that on Instagram where have you seen the guy maybe on TikTok too, but I don't have TikTok. The guy on Instagram that's like a guy makes a tackle, throws up a gang sign or something, and he's like, "Where the f- are you from?" And he looks up where he's from, and he's like, "No, you're not like that." Or he's like, "Okay, you can throw that up if you want." It's kind of like that. It's like I just looked it up. You're from Antioch, so yeah, you saw people, but you think Todd Golden saw people doing this from Phoenix, Arizona?
Probably not.
That's not nostalgic for him. Not in Phoenix. They were wearing
So he
Barclays.
just thought it was cool.
I don't know. I don't know what the backstory is, but like, I don't know. I just thought with the coach's outfit and everything, I just feel like it was goofy. It was a
He was
goofy
trying
move.
too hard. Now
Like,
look, this guy's worn Jordans all year. Do you know that? So
yeah,
this isn't just like a one-time.
right. They're both Jordan schools, right?
Yep. And he's
So,
got a very solid Jordan collection. There's a video on Instagram you should go watch. It's like it's almost like an episode of Cribs where they come in his house and he's got all his Jordans. Like he does it. He does the thing. It's
yeah,
not just a one-off.
like even
Now
though,
I still don't like Florida. Like, don't get me wrong.
yeah, Kelvin really
With the
tied his
Fire
tight,
Reds.
man. But hey, he's an OG.
He's an old man.
No, I'm never gonna hate on. I'm never gonna hate
Yeah.
on Kelvin. He's gonna rock him how he wants to. I just thought that was like, what do the kids call it? Aura farming.
Yeah.
Thought it was
Okay.
kind of like that. I don't know. Maybe that's how he's always worn them since he was little or something. It could be, but yeah. Congrats. I hate
know what?
Florida, so
Yeah, not
it was
a Florida
definitely a
guy.
bias of mine.
Don't like them. That's kind of what I was thought when I saw your anger as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely had a part of
listen,
it. Won't deny it.
more so than it's very documented on here that my sports fandom is at a low, and things like the last couple weeks isn't helping it at all, especially related to college. And then you get into the Ja Morant fining stuff, and like I still
We'll
think
get to that.
I still think the playoff, like the play-in thing, is just ridiculous. I don't like it. The play, like, that's stupid to me. Much less, it's like one game, right? It's like it's literally it's win or go home, and I don't like that, especially since my team is now in the bubble versus are they playing the Warriors?
I haven't looked at the standings recently.
I think it's the
a
Warriors.
crazy race.
Yeah, like how am I supposed to cheer against I love the Warriors. I want Steph to be in the playoffs, but how do I cheer against the Grizz? Like, it's not I don't like the whole play-in system. I think it's dumb. Anyway, I'm sidetracking to, oh crap, what was I going to say? Oh, then you get how we're in the middle of the NCAA tournament, the Final Four, and the biggest thing going on is the portal moves. And like how it takes away from, and then you've got the Tennessee quarterback thing that happens yesterday. You're like, this isn't fun anymore. There's got to be, they're going to have to fix I get it. They're not, these kids should get paid, but there's got to be some level of commitment and staying somewhere. Right. And like that part of it is making it unfun. Especially when you have a team turnover like North Carolina turned over.
This doesn't happen like every other professional sport. It's like you have a contract, you abide by it, or you don't, and you just sit out. Like there's got to be and hopefully that's the way it goes. But like there's no rules, and so I can't blame anybody. I don't think it's Nico's fault. I read an article that said like his agent was going behind his back apparently and contacting all these schools. Now his agent and his father are really close. So was it his dad? Was it his agent? I don't know. They were looking for more money, no doubt. But Nico apparently was told not to show up to practice, and the coach was like, all right, then you're not going to ever play for us again, which I don't blame him. Like, I'm a Tennessee fan, and I'm glad that we said kick rocks. Like, you're looking for more money for what? Like, if you pay him, you got to pay everybody else again, and everybody else is going to do the same thing to you. And so I don't fault Nico for trying to get more money. I mean, that's the name of the game, but I don't fault us for being like, nah, you can kick rocks, see what else somebody is going to pay you. But there's no rules, man. Somebody's got to make some rules, and people got to follow them.
Like, I didn't realize, did you know Duke's roster made $22 million this year?
That's crazy. I mean, Ohio State had a roster last year for football that won the national championship. That was more than like an NFL team sometimes. Not anymore, but
there's another thing I saw today that was crazy. That was like the guy who started at point guard for the Phoenix Suns in their last game. Did you see this? Made $560,000 this year, and it was like a starter for a big college. I can't remember what college it was.
A lot of people were comparing the new Tennessee point guard. Guy who went.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
He got $3
million. It's making $2 million. Yeah, $2 or $3 million, and you're like, this sounds totally backwards. Like, how is this possible? And then why would you want to leave college, right? What's the incentive to? Anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
most of those guys are going to make more in college than they ever will in the NBA or NFL, probably.
But here's the thing with like people say that about Cooper Flagg. The thing you don't think about is if you're Cooper Flagg, you're not thinking about your rookie contract. You want to get that rookie contract as soon as possible so you get the other contract after that because you're going to be making way more money. But yeah, for most people, stay in college, which is the smart thing for 99% of basketball players anyways, is like minus the money. Stay in school. Like not because that's what's going to be the money later on. And I mean, so yeah, I think it's good that they're getting paid. But
there's going to have to end up being a cap or something like that. That it's just
a cap or something. Yeah.
Or
even
contract,
if there's no cap,
where it's harder to get out.
Yeah. Contract. Yeah. Where if you violate your contract, you got to pay it back or something along those lines.
Yep. A buyout or.
Yeah.
The transfer game is going to be as frustrating now as when your favorite play when Luka Doncic gets traded to the Lakers and you've got all the Doncic Mavericks jerseys and all of a sudden now and think about it, like what if he goes to a team that you hate? Like the worst case scenario would be Armando Bacot going to Duke, and then like that's going to make it really weird.
Well, that's the thing with like
I'm sounding like an old man.
That's what Nico was to Tennessee, and he was the first NIL guy. I mean, he got money in high school. He made over $5 million. Tennessee's paid him over $5 million, and then sold all these jerseys. Everybody's got his merch. I mean, we don't have his merch, but like my Elliot's. My nephew has a signed T-shirt jersey of him. He might have a real jersey too, and it's just like, gosh, that just sucks.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean that's the name of the game now.
Buying all the Anyway, we're just old men.
Well, you mentioned Ja Morant, so yeah. Did you get a chance to see? I'm sure you did.
Oh, 100%.
The new Ja Morant. What did you think? We're showing it on YouTube.
I mean, he's pulling a grenade pin and throwing it in the crowd. So we've gone from just potentially killing one. If that's the irony is that by the way, the NBA is totally fine with this one.
Yeah.
So help me make sense of that. Is that you're totally fine with someone, just one person getting killed if it's a single shooter. But no, he can throw a grenade into the crowd and kill 20 people, and that's fine. Make it make sense. All that being said, I love it.
I still think Mikal Bridges has still not been fined.
Did you see that today, too? He played 6 seconds to continue his games played streak. Did you see it?
Come on, that's
He
BS.
literally
I didn't
gets
see that.
in, he starts the game. They do the tip off. He's guarding. He picks up the guy as soon as he crosses half court, fouls him. He's out. So he can say that he's got 566 straight games.
So why was it for rest?
I guess, yeah, because they have nothing. The game meant nothing. They didn't want him to get
Right.
hurt. The thing that you
Man,
don't think about, like in
if
that
you put all
circumstances,
the money on his unders, you put all your money on his unders, parlay them all. That'd be
yeah,
nice.
that's a good idea. That was a great idea. Should have thought about that. The other thing was,
Yeah.
what I wonder if he didn't think about is what it did to his. You know that it took a shot on his averages. What if he'd had a consecutive games with 10 points or more thing in his contract, and he was like,
Mm,
and it lowered his average to something that it
yeah.
dinged him. There's the irony of it.
Yeah. No doubt. Personally, I love this celebration from Ja.
It's great.
think
Did you
it's
see
kinda
it's
dope.
already
It's
gotten into
original.
AAU?
No, I'm not
There's
surprised
already
by that, but
AAU kids doing it.
yeah,
So
that's
stupid.
not surprising. They pick on that stuff fast. But yeah, it's stupid, but it's very original. I mean, I think it's very original and very creative of him. Just like who in his team told him, "Hey, you should do this one."
Yeah, they can't get mad
Like,
at this.
no more
if it's a grenade.
shooting. Just pull out the pin and throw the grenade every 3 you make. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I just think it's so corny for I understand his history, and I guess we've already talked about it. So, but everybody does it. You're gonna have to ban it if you don't want it to happen anymore. It's stupid. We still
agree.
call them bombs in baseball. You can hit a bomb in baseball.
We do.
We still say that, and that's been a terrible thing. But
Hey, look, 2 days ago, Bronny is in the game. LeBron's not playing. He hurt his groin. Bronny's in the game. Hits a three. They shoot over to LeBron on the bench, and guess what LeBron does?
yeah.
LeBron.
Everybody does
Make it make sense.
Everybody does it, man. I guess from Memphis means something different. Probably does, but
I have no idea.
yeah, I don't either. But I guess if you're looking for sneakers, he wore the EYBL Ja Morant's during this game, which is actually a really clean pair of shoes.
Very.
So, yeah.
So it's not actually white. It's more like eggshell.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are dope. I mean, it's real simple. Do we know if Landon hit the what does today? Had we
I don't
heard
know,
that?
but a friend of mine did. A guy from church, Bryce, hit him. He pulled into church, the parking lot at church, got the notification, and he hit. And I said, "You're gonna have to drive up to church for all the rest of your hits too." So not a bad gig. I totally, if I have something going on, I'm definitely forgetting about a drop. I forgot today.
Yes, I forgot.
Had a
I
T-ball
just remembered
game
when-
on the undefeated Spiridons. Upset about those still. Yeah.
I mean, I just remembered when Landon sent it, and then I was like, you know what? If you're there and you can try to, it didn't work out. I'm sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, let's see. I think I'm getting a lot of delay. So if you want to go into a commercial, I'm gonna switch internets once again.
All right. Yeah. Hey guys, have you thought about getting in shape? Are you at your wit's end with your health? Then you should consider doing 75 hard. It'll allow you. You said do a commercial.
Not for 75 hard. I was thinking like merch or something.
Oh, hey guys, check the Printify store, and we got all kinds of stuff on there. There's coffee. We have Still Dripping coffee on there. We don't yet. That's a thing we can do though. Coffee. What's some other random stuff we can do? They got to fix their shorts, by the way. Printify, I've given you this feedback. You got to get shorts like Eric Emanuel shorts, or mesh shorts that have pockets that are really dope, and elastic at the top with the drawstring and pockets, please. And then we'll get you some buyers. And thank you. Hey,
right.
thanks for listening to the show. Still Dripping Happy Hour. Follow us on the Instagram and just subscribe. Ring the notification.
I still think we have a Still Dripping TN discount code from Grateful. So if you use that, I think you still get 15% off. We'll have to check that. You need to check that thing. See if anybody's bought from our link.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
If anybody has
a couple other things.
I use the code. Go ahead.
Yeah. A couple other things we've had. Just a nostalgic play for the Still Dripping team and anybody that got into vintage around this time that we did. Round 2 homecoming was this weekend, going back to Richmond, Virginia. This looks like the store. I think it was the gallery store. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was the second store that they had? The second one they moved to the gallery?
It looks like it.
At round 2. It looks like it, but I mean, that's kind of weird that it's been.
What does that say? Powered by what?
Ezzy or EZZE.
Is Sean involved in this at all?
I don't
Or is he
think
too big
so.
for this now?
I think maybe they gave permission. It was Austin. You remember Austin that was the long-haired guy that did all the transactions? He was like the main one that put it together with a couple of other people. So you had like sellers that were popular on the show, doing it with Austin and Utmost. You remember they had Utmost, that skate shop that was like right around the corner. So they did like a live, I mean, you can see it on the screen if you're on YouTube, but a live selling and buying experience around 2 RVA homecoming. But unfortunately, it was just for this weekend. They're in LA, Miami, Chicago.
I thought they closed all of them COVID.
I don't think so. I think they're still in LA. I was pretty sure
that might be their only store.
Okay. But I know they closed Richmond because it got looted and they did not open up after. And then let me see. Round2store.com.
Cat.
Well, if you're playing the drinking game.
I know. Here, come here. I feel like all of them closed except maybe LA.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So Lucas. It was Lucas, and then who's the tall guy? Oh crap, I can't remember the tall guy's name. Sean.
Luke. Luke was the short, chubby one. What was the tall guy's name? And Sean. Luke left before like everybody else.
Did he?
I think so.
Hey, talk.
Check.
This left earbud is just toast.
I don't know. What was that guy's name? Apparently, he might be involved in this Ezzy. Let me see. I don't know. I'm not finding much on him. What was that guy's name? That's gonna take me off. You know, he looks like a Colin.
Hmm.
Does that ring any bells? Round 2, Hollywood. I think that's the only one that's still open. But the Ezzy Live is definitely something from the Round 2 family, I think, or they are involved. So that's powered by Ezzy. I think that's what you see. It's a is Whatnot the cards like you can buy
Mhm.
live? I think it's a competitor, but not in cards, in like vintage, is what it looks like. So I think that's why they did the pop up shop, because maybe you could do through online as well for the round 2 homecoming through Ezzy. Chris, how'd you find that? That was very nice.
I just Googled.
That would have been a smart thing to do. Speaking of vintage, and this will come as maybe a surprise to you. I need to get back to him, but Black Shag Vintage that started in East Nashville,
Mhm.
they're willing to. The owner of that one, founder, is willing to come on the podcast. So we need to set up something with him.
Oh,
Yeah, they have a store actually in the same building that Landon goes to church in, and so I've been over there a couple times because I can walk there from work. So yeah, I need to set up something with him. I know our weeks are kind of crazy right now, so we might have to wait till summer. Will summer be better for you?
me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Once we get past softball.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Richmond and Chicago were both looted, and so that's why both of them
They
closed.
both closed.
New York City closed due to the changing resale market, and a lot of people had moved to do their own thing.
Will that leave Miami and LA
Yeah,
still open?
looks like it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, they kind of pigeonholed themselves, whereas I think Music City Vintage has actually adapted a lot. Where
Yeah.
sneakers went down, but they've really expanded. We haven't had Trey and Justin on in a year or two, but yeah, they've done a lot of different things. It'd be fun to have them back on to figure out, what's next and what they're thinking. But um, yeah. So, anyways, that's a cool thing from round 2 that I
Also,
saw.
they didn't. It didn't sound like if you watch that store, if you watch the show, which we used to watch like all the time, right?
Yeah,
At some point, you had to say, look how much money these guys are spending to buy out these collections, and
yeah.
at some point, there had to be a not worth it, right? How much money they were having to spend to make Lord knows how much money they were, their ROI was.
That's the worry, right? With like a Music City Vintage, and it's the volume that you have to sell, because if you're a shop that, like Music City Vintage, is loved by the community because they're fair,
But they're not a
it-
nonprofit. Like, where's the balance?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're here for a profit, and a tough one for Music City Vintage. And we haven't really asked them ever about like the backdooring scene and stuff like that, because I don't know their views on backdooring. But it feels like a lot of those resale shops really had to live on backdoor for a
Mm-hmm.
while. That was the name of the game. And um, I don't know, just interesting that a lot of them have closed. Even here, I mean, a lot of them, you've got really the biggest two of Music City Vintage and Red Rose. made it for a while. And I mean, shout out to Jenny. She reopened in Wedgwood, Houston, much better location for her. So that's pretty awesome. I need to go see that store and have her on the podcast again. But have you seen that, their new shop? It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Way back long ago, and we'll have to. I think Landon's talked about it on the podcast. Of he almost was one of those shops when she, what was that? Bullets and Mullets. When he tried to buy it. Yeah, how things would have been different.
Yeah,
I don't think in a good way, but
probably not.
He probably could have figured it out. It's just a lot of shady stuff going on.
That was a different animal. Agreed.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. All right, here's more sneakers. We've talked about the Dark Souls on the 95s being a no-go for us. We got a reverse gradient coming out from Nike. That's the classic, iconic neon green colorway. But this one's reversed, so it starts dark up top and it goes down, fades to white at the bottom. What do you think of this one?
I really like it. I actually saw a guy, I guess it was an Instagram post that has one of these and one of the OGs and put them together. And so the left shoe is this and the right shoe is the OG, and it's so dope. It's a great idea.
Cool. Yeah.
I really like it. I like it better with not the black sole.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's really cool. The toe box being so dark is kind of weird with the gradient. But I would wear this shoe. I think this is really
hey,
cool.
Look, I had not noticed until this moment that the eyelets and all of that area is a Jordan 11. Right? I mean, it's very similar to
the lacing.
The lacing structure. Eyelets.
Same time frame, right? 94, 95.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Is this a Tinker? Is this a Tinker Hatfield?
That's a good question.
I can't remember.
It is conceived by Sergio Lozano.
Well, good job, Serge. Great work.
I think. Yeah. So, but very, similar time frames. I guess the 11 would have been 95, 96. 96. So, yeah, makes sense. But yeah, good catch there.
I've never noticed.
Yeah.
To this picture.
It's not a big list, but I feel like the 95, and I think Dan and I have talked about this a little bit. When you see somebody in 95s, you think there's a high percentage that guy's an OG. Like, you're not
100%.
You're not.
He is a sneaker head.
Right. You're not seeing those just casually. Yeah. Nobody's casually going to get a 95. What are other shoes that you would consider like probably an OG status?
Pennies, foams, the penny foams. It's probably going to be an OG. Foamposite.
Okay.
I would say foams in general. But not now.
But not now. Yeah, that's true. That's like a 2012.
Huarache is going to be an OG. Those are generally,
I feel like those are available though.
Okay.
Like you can get those at Foot Locker, and they look pretty good, I think.
I think any Jordan that's not like a Jordan 8.
Jordan 8 is OG status. You know what you never see now? And they don't release, like you got to hunt 10s.
Oh, yeah.
If you see somebody with a Jordan 10, they've had them for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time a 10 released. It was like a city pack or something.
Yeah. Any of those, not a 14, but like those Wizard Year Jordans are probably, I would say, right?
Yeah. Do you still
Usually,
have
if you
those,
see
like-
somebody with a Barkley, they're an
Oh.
OG.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, that one makes sense.
I'm
Barclays.
sorry, you were going to say.
Do you still have those? Like, what Jordan model did you get when I worked at Nike?
I sold
I
them.
don't think Nike can come after me. Were those 2012? Jordan 2012s?
Yeah, Concord 2012 or 2011.
What were those?
They were called the Concord.
No, I'd had them dead stock for years and years and years, and the sole started to, what is it, yellow a little bit, and I was like, man, I can make $300 off these, or I can wear them. I think I'd rather make the $300 because I think you
It was
got them
like-
for me for like $60 or something.
Yeah, they were nothing. They're huge. It was the regular Jordan line. I don't remember what those are called.
Hold on.
It would have been because they went for years, right? They went to years for like 2010, 2011.
Here, I'm on it.
It was Jordan 2011. You can get them. They
Yep.
are $300 on StockX.
Yeah, I sold them. It wasn't that long ago, but I never had worn them. And
That's crazy. You never wore them.
but the icy sole was, that's the downside with icy sole is that when they start to yellow, it just
Yeah.
kind of loses its luster, which is the reason why I don't love 11s in terms of, for me. Love 11s, don't get me wrong. Like the icy sole.
What I've
it's hard
forgotten
to make
about
it-
shoe that was in the Jordan line right there.
Mm-hmm.
Most people would say, no, that's a Team Jordan.
Hey, followed by one of the worst Jordans ever.
Is that the
20
window?
The 2012 is just horrible.
Which one was
And over.
Where is
Yeah, there's no way you're going to find them. They're probably the worst. There it is. Go back up.
right
One
here?
more. No, yep, there you go.
That is, I don't think I realized that was a Jordan
Yeah.
line.
Those are horrible. And then they go the
That's gotta be
20.
worst.
Then they go the 28s, which were underrated.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely. That was the Westbrook.
The Shroud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Those-
underrated Jordan model.
This bamboo ones right here.
Oh my goodness, those are so slick. But it's
Gosh,
like the
that's
Kobe. It's like
On
because it's
my
the same
mind.
era, man.
On
It's the
my
same as our
list.
conversation.
This right there.
It's the same conversation we had last week about the Kobe Elites. That I love them, but like, where are you going to wear these?
So these were super cool because, and I don't think it's gonna. So this zipper would come down and you could fold them over.
Yeah,
So it was almost like you could lower them. And the guts of this shoe were kind of cool if I remember right. But I
yeah.
hadn't thought about those bamboos. Those were so
Yeah,
dope.
those are
man.
I mean, it's so
That's
simple,
a
but extremely
Very
dope.
underrated. I agree.
Yep.
I mean, Westbrook wore these all throughout his time.
Look how much they are.
Jordan. Yeah.
Then you got the 29s that were just but this is the 28 is when the technology. It's like they went way function, right?
Yeah. Wasn't
So like the 29s are just okay, and then you got the 30s, but do not Google Jordan XXX. But they are underrated too, man. The Jordan now,
Yeah, the 29s, that's what I was thinking. They're the ones that it was like that year of like max put whatever you want on the side of
Yeah.
a shoe, make it as plain as possible. Yeah. Decent. Not these with the giant jump man on them. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I had a lot of crazy ones those years. Here's the Russells. Westbrook. I
the
mean, what a weird-
32 was, whatever. The 33 is just absolutely sick.
33 is a dope one.
Oof. Then you got a bunch of skippers. 2020, 2021, 2022. This year's model, man, will go down as one of the better ones in the last, I'd say 1, 2, 3,
This
4,
39?
5 years. Yeah.
39? Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
it's a
like
good one.
them.
It is a good one.
Go down, scroll down. These right here, the white ones, no illiter. Man, those are real dope. I love how that soul is. You don't like it?
No, I like it. It was just funny trying to hear you say alteration.
Oh, alliteration is what I said. Whoops.
Yeah, I didn't even know we had this many colorways, but a lot of white and black. I mean,
Yeah, very simple.
like Jordan 39 Qua, Barons, Soul, Lumiere, RNWY, and some red ones, but I mean, you got a lot of common colors here. Ama Manier did a collab. I mean, they're really cool. It is a good model. Excited to see what they have for the 40 coming up. Hopefully it's
It's
good.
gonna be pretty simple.
But I would consider playing basketball in these too.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be one of my next ones. I was asked.
There's the Croy right here.
Yeah.
Man, look how affordable they are too. That's pretty surprising.
Yeah, it's not a bad look either for your. I mean, a collab. I think these are really dope. 235 is not bad. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good one. What do you think is what's like time frame for getting new basketball shoes if you play once to twice a week? Like, do you have one pair? Do you have
Couple
two?
years.
Yeah,
Probably
2 years.
2 pair.
2 pair. I need to see my second pair. My backup pair right now is just my old ones, which are like 8 years old. They were 31s, Jordan 31s. So yeah, 8 years
Well,
old.
you don't want to know my basketball. I feel like we've talked about this before.
What would you play in right now? Well, you got the Jaws, right? You would play in those.
Well, no, probably not.
But I remember which one. You got those the breast cancer awareness.
Yeah,
Hyper
I
Rev.
love them, man.
That was a comfy shoe back in the day. Basketball
Bro.
shoes are comfy now, though. They
It's
really
still one of my. Those shoes are so light. Crap. What year was this?
If you could hear my fart in the mic, you can take a drink.
That was a really good fart. Good job. That was a fart?
Yeah, sitting on a wood chair, so it had a really nice reverb on it.
Wow. Grow up.
It was, yeah, it's awful smelling too.
Yeah. Usually mine smells like it's going to explode in insides of my. It's the Hyper Rev Think Pink. But what year is this?
That was like.
But those are my, like, if we played right now, that'd be the shoes I wear. Love them. Love them.
Okay. We're giving a free shout out here. I'm going through Hayes' messages to the Instagram this week. So,
oh, yeah.
Free shout out.
We need to have him back in.
Yeah. D Goods, Hustlers Don't Cry, new merch. That's actually pretty dope.
He's dropped a bunch of stuff. And so I want to know, like, yeah, that's why we need to have him on.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible. The thing about this is, like, as a now 45-year-old middle class guy, like, am I gonna wear that shirt? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And like, I don't know I don't know why. Other than, like, I'm 45 years old. I probably shouldn't wear that shirt.
Yeah. I don't know if I would consider myself a hustler, especially if Hustlers Don't Cry, because I'm a
probably
crier,
don't consider
man.
myself I'm not a crier, but I don't think I'm a hustler. Or maybe I am. I'm a sales guy. Is that a hustler?
Hustle. I don't know if, like, the term hustler is a bad term, but I hustle. I'm a big guy on hustle.
I'm a try hard.
Yeah. But yeah, the not crying, I mean, I'll cry every now and then. I'll get a good cry in every now and then. It's good for you.
It is good for you.
Actually, when I was in therapy, my therapist sent me the first therapy session. It was after my dad passed away. She was like, let me send you something on crying. It was like the science behind crying. That's really good for you. I didn't know that, but maybe I don't do it enough. Anyways,
I
Hayes,
definitely
you
don't.
sent these, so coming out on Wednesday or Thursday of this week.
I really
Nike
just sent them
Pegasus
because
Premium.
they just no regard for human life in terms of the John Elliott LeBron lows. It's
Oh, you
just
got those
basically
vibes,
that
yeah.
shoe. If I was somming it, it's just that shoe all over again.
I mean, this Pegasus Premium, yeah, I'm. You're not off with that. However, it looks like the comfiest running shoe to ever
No
be
doubt.
imagined.
Well, it's got full air, full length air.
Full length
I bet
air.
it's absolutely
The
comfortable.
Pegasus is already super cushiony. Not a ton of support. Like if you got a 8-hour warehouse shift, your knees are gonna be hurting in some Pegasus. That's from the former Nike shoe salesman that in my resume. But this with the air on it, I mean, it looks dope, man.
If
Which
you were
is weird. Why did
let
they
me
do the air with it? But the innovation seems pretty nice.
let me ask you this because this reminds me of something.
Yeah.
Next week being Easter. Do you have an because this looks like an Easter shoe, like that would be perfect for
Yeah.
Easter. Do you have a shoe that you have ready, like your Easter best Sunday?
So I have thought about this. The vanity in me has thought about this. Right now, my Easter shoe would be the crepe hemps.
Mm,
It's got the light blue.
yeah.
East
Okay.
robin
Kind of looks
egg.
like kind of could pass for Easter basket.
Right. Easter basket with a robin egg on the side. Swoosh. But other than that, I don't have a good Easter shoe with pastels. I've thought about I've in recent weeks I have thought about starting a search for some pastel colored shoe akin to this. I mean, this is a beautiful shoe. I don't know if I'm ready to spend $210 on a Pegasus.
But that's completely
Even if
valid.
it's Pegasus Premium, it still has a Pegasus on there.
I'm gonna
I do
show you
have
this.
another.
This is my
Oh, yeah.
outfit for prom. I DJ'd my kid's prom, and you can't see very well, but I've got on a velvet blue. It's like blue floral velvet jacket with these lilac pants and Gucci sneakers. But I don't know if it'll be too much purple, but I do have the LeBron. What is it? Hyper Violet.
I remember those. Yep.
And I'm thinking about those with that for Easter Sunday.
That's
Those
a great
pants.
shoe. That's
It's not a
great
bad.
shoe.
It's not a bad one. I
Yeah.
mean, it fits just Easter vibe and
Yeah. I mean,
I got them. Hey,
I'd
I
say-
got
I'm
them from
sorry, it's
Shop
not a
Goodwill.
great overall shoe, but it's a great Easter color.
So you'll know I got a really good deal on them because I got it from Shop Goodwill.
Hey, we're not giving free shout outs to
It's
them.
too
I
late,
want them to
man.
be
It's
our sponsor.
It's too late. They're not going to sponsor us. It's Goodwill. They're cheap.
They have
Looking for a
influencers.
picture of 'em. Do they?
Yes.
No
I don't know if
crap.
Shop Goodwill does, but Goodwill in Middle Tennessee does.
I did not know that.
I'm
Well,
willing
yeah,
to
man.
put all the secrets out there, man, because I got a ton of Shop Goodwill secrets. The other day, I hit on 2 hockey jerseys. I
Dude,
sold one
jerseys
for more
on-
than both of them cost, and it was beautiful.
Jerseys on there that is a one that I frequently hit when I'm on. Now I haven't been on there in a while.
They do charge an arm and a leg for shipping though, so we got to fix that.
Oh, bro, don't get me started on the shipping.
Only way I'm buying from there is if I can find 2 from the same store.
Same store.
I get that same store
that is
discount, maybe.
absolutely the downside to that website, because if you are oh, hey, look, this was my daddy daughter dance outfit for Valentine's Day. You can see I've got the shoes on. Salmon pants, like a light pink tie. And that's an Easter outfit right there. Can you see it? Oh crap, did you freeze up?
No, I just kicked myself off.
Okay.
You've got some nice Blazer game I need to step up my blazer game.
I-
Mine are more
I don't
winter
wear one.
blazers.
Bro, I wish you could see the velvet jacket I got in person. It's
Where'd you get it from?
Amazon.
Amazon.
But
That
the
makes
floral
sense.
pattern, like inlay to it,
Nice.
is just absolutely sick. But it's not something you can bring out very often.
Right. I have mine's more of like a winter or like a winter wool
Okay.
jacket. And then I've got like suit coats, but most of them
I've
are
got a
for
handful
suits.
of blazers. I've got
But I don't
I
have
got
like
a handful.
the versatility of colors.
Mm.
That's what I need. But I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm at that stage of my
You're
life.
you're
where
not
I
you're too
wear-
young. I'm
I think
old.
I'm too
Mm.
young. Yeah,
I think you are.
yeah, I agree. I think that comes across as
But I feel like you of
I'm
all
not gonna
people, you
say it
gotta
on the
have an
podcast.
Easter. Listen, you gotta have an Easter shoe, just like you. I know you have Christmas, and I've got. Do
Speaking
I have
of
a USA
Christmas-
like a summer 4th of July shoe? I have.
rest
Those
in
are like
peace.
the only.
My USA Kobe's are they peeled up from the sole. Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
twice
you said
now.
Speaking of Christmas,
During wears in the last year that I've
Eek.
had a soul separation. It's sad, man.
That is
Bread
sad.
11s
Eek.
separated. And then the Kobe's separated. Both very sad. And you gotta like walk around the rest of work. It was on a illegal sneakers Friday too, both times. So you gotta just be careful when you're stepping at work. Speaking of Christmas, next live podcast. I've got a surprise for you.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's all I'll say now because you'll not let me do it if I
Will I
give you
cry?
any more. No, you won't cry. I don't think.
Okay.
You just tell me to stop or not do it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, then I'll get something for you too.
No, don't. You already gave me
think I
something.
want?
This is payback.
I have no idea what I gave you.
Well, you will, and we'll do it live on the podcast.
Well, then I'll get
Um,
something.
No, don't.
Maybe I
asking you
want
not
to.
Okay,
Sounds
why
fun.
not? All right. Yeah, I think
Mm.
I will be on the hunt for some Easter shoes.
Okay.
I've got some eBay funds. And I think with Rory winning the Masters, I might have made like I bet high amounts for me, but not high for most people. But I had some really bad bets on the Masters this weekend. But Rory won, and I did have that bet, so I think I came out close to even. Maybe made $1 or $2, but yeah. So we got some money to spend. Not a lot. It's tough times over here in the Ville. Hayes, any closing comments? Because I'm just rambling. I'm so tired.
You're fine. Thank you for watching. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. You're listening to this, and we appreciate you. Follow the stuff. Buy the merch. Love your family well. It's Holy Week. Turn your eyes towards Jesus. He wants a relationship with you, and he's chasing you. And that's what I got.
Amen. If you're in the southeast Nashville area, or if you're not, hit up the village on Nolensville Road behind the 7-Eleven for your Easter service. You can message us. I'll be there. One of the services. There's 4 of them. You can pick whichever one you want.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go on Sunday, you can go on Saturday.
And if you don't want to go to Nolensville from where you are, I'm in Cool Springs. And it's at Cultivate Church, and you're welcome there too. Did I tell you I'm on the praise team now? I don't think
What's
I've told
that
you
mean?
that.
You like singing
Oh,
up there?
Mason.
You like got the mic? Is it Church of Christ?
No.
Okay.
I was security guard one day, and this dude hears me singing, and like I'm hearing the praise band. This only me. I'm hearing the praise team, and I'm like, I'm the security guy, and I'm in this room by myself, and all of a sudden this dude comes around the corner, is like, "Hey, well, who are you? I was like, hey, my name's Hayes. I'm doing security today. He was like, why are you not on the praise team? I was like, I don't think I'm that good of strong of a singer. And he was like, well, we need another man, and you sound great. And I was like, you were the first person in my entire life to tell me that. And Mason, the next week I was on the praise team, standing up front with. I'm a hot dog in a steakhouse. I'm like, I don't know how this happened. Y'all, I can't read music. I can follow along. I've got a Church of Christ background. I know the harmony parts, and I can make it work. And they're like, that's all we need. And I was like, and another male. And I was like,
are y'all a cappella?
no.
All instruments?
It's a Baptist background, non-denominational.
Okay. I gotcha.
But your boy is on the praise team.
That's fantastic, man. You telling me you also DJ? Like you could DJ from the
He
stage.
knows I DJ. I don't believe I haven't told you that.
I can't
But
believe
that's how that happened.
Way to go, man. Stepping up.
Yes, I just said yes, and here we are.
Yeah. Nobody's asked me, nor will they. I don't think.
Well, shock. You think I thought somebody would ask me? I mean, seriously?
Well, you got a music background.
Lightly. I wouldn't call it a music background. I can. Anyway. All right.
Anyways.
Go to church.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. 6
Love to
minutes
see
of
ya.
free podcast.
6 minutes. This has been episode 214. It's the Still Dripping Happy Hour. Remember, go check out the merch. Just check it out. You don't even have to buy it. We just want some clicks. Go follow, subscribe to
I'll
the
put
YouTube.
some Easter merch on there.
Yeah, let's do the thing. All right, Hayes. I'll play a little
Let's
music.
get outta
You can
here.
do what you want. We'll see you all
I'm
next
tired.
week or this week. I guess we're kind of like a Sunday to
Yeah.
our last day of the week is Sunday, so we'll figure out this week and let you guys know. Peace.
Yep. Stupid if I rapped. I'm Easter egg hunting. Like you Easter egg bunting. You just like bunting, you can't even hit it. All right, that's it.
Peace.
I was